Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're going to try and unpack a specific piece of hardware that solves some really common headaches in high-end AV.
We're looking at the Blustream HDBaseT Matrix kit, the HMXL42ARC-KIT.
That's the one. And our mission today is to figure out how this kit deals with the three biggest nightmares for any custom installer: distance, keeping that perfect 4K quality, and, the big one, mixing old and new displays.
Right.
So this isn't just a basic switch. At its core, it's an HDMI 2.0, HDCP 2.2 compliant matrix. You've got 4 HDMI inputs.
And those get routed to 2 HDBaseT outputs.
Exactly. And the kit includes the receivers, the RX70CS units, which is a huge deal. It means it's a full package ready to go.
And that package detail is crucial. It means you can actually handle that full 18 GBps of bandwidth that you need for modern 4K HDR signals right out of the box.
Okay, so let's talk about how it does that. The core tech is HDBaseT and something called CSC.
Color space conversion.
Right. For anyone who's not familiar, think of CSC as like a smart, visually lossless compression. It basically lets you squeeze a massive 18 gig signal through a single standard CCAT cable.
It really does turn it into a high-speed express lane. And what's fascinating is what that express lane can handle. We're talking the full HDMI 2.0 spec, HDR included.
And what are the numbers? How far can you push it?
For the absolute top quality, that's 4K, 60 Hz, 4.4.4. You can run that up to 40 meters.
40 meters, okay.
But if you're sending a more standard 1080p signal, that range extends all the way out to 70 meters.
So that 40 meters for top tier 4.4.4, that's solid? But is that like a hard cutoff? What happens if an installer pushes it to, say, 45 meters? Does the picture just die?
That's a great question. No, it won't just crash. The system is it's pretty robust. The CSC tech is smart, so if you push the boundary, it will typically just switch to a slightly more compressed color space, maybe 4.2.0, just to maintain a stable link.
Okay, so it degrades gracefully.
Exactly, but to guarantee that perfect full 18 gig performance, you really want to stay within that 40 meter spec.
Got it. Okay, that brings us to what might be the single biggest installation headache: the lowest common denominator display.
The classic problem.
You've got 3 amazing brand new 4K screens, but the client wants to keep their perfectly good, older 1080p TV in the kitchen. And usually that one screen forces the entire system down to 1080p.
And this is where it gets really interesting. This is where the Video Smart Scaling feature comes in. It's built right into those HDBaseT outputs.
And it directly tackles that bottleneck.
It completely solves it. The Smart Scaling allows that older 1080p display to get a signal that's, well, tailored for it. But, and this is the key part, the other outputs go into your 4K screens.
They stay at 4K.
They stay at the maximum original 4K 60 Hz 4.4.4 resolution. The main viewing experience isn't compromised at all.
Wow. That sounds almost too good to be true. I mean, scaling traditionally adds latency. Is there any noticeable lag when you're switching sources across these mixed displays?
No, and that's the benefit. The scaling is isolated just to the output that needs it. It doesn't degrade the rest of the 18 GBP's path, so your main viewers are never impacted.
Okay, so the video nightmare is solved. But what about the sound, the audio side of things? I see it has an independent 8x2 audio matrix. What does that buy you in the real world?
It buys you total independence, which is the prize. You could route video from, say, input 1 to your main PV, but at the same time pull the audio from input 2 and send that to an external amplifier.
Oh, I see, for a different zone.
Exactly. And it handles all the modern formats: Dolby True HD, Atmos, DTS:X. But the real flexibility is in the physical outputs. You get analog LR audio with volume control and optical SPDIF outputs concurrently.
That is super flexible. And I also noticed it has PHOC, power over cable. So wait, does that mean you don't need to find a power outlet for the receivers behind the TVs?
That's precisely what it means. The receivers are powered right down the same CCAT cable from the Matrix itself.
That must save so much time on an install.
It's a huge time saver. You combine that with the bidirectional IR RS-232 and TCP IP control. The whole thing is just built to integrate into any complex setup.
So to wrap it all up for you, what this kit really does is it takes these incredibly complex high bandwidth signals and just makes them work. It maximizes the quality and range while solving those real-world problems like mixed displays and independent audio.
Right. It's built to simplify, which, that actually brings up a bigger thought for me.
Go on.
Well, considering how truly complex setting up and debugging this kind of sophisticated 18 gigabit infrastructure can be, how much does the inclusion of a simple web browser interface, that web GUI, how much does that really lower the barrier to entry? Are we seeing the end of the days where installers need complex proprietary software just to troubleshoot a high-end system